Hello, vinyl community. It's Alexander from Wax and Wine, and I'm back today, a day before or around whenever I get this out. Thanksgiving is here. Let us be thankful. Thank you, thank you. Mr. Roy Haynes passed away recently, left us. So did a whole cluster of wonderful jazz musicians. That was incredible. Quincy Jones, Benny Golson. So yeah, it's been crazy. And somebody else that I'm forgetting. Yeah, so what is this? This will be Vinyl Finds. This is going to be a thrift special. It's not going to be everything. There's going to be another video that I'd like to make kind of in more highlights. It was some incredible stuff I found recently at a thrift store. Another cluster of recordings. But I'm going to start with kind of what you would expect at a thrift dig. So I'm in Southern California. I issued myself a challenge. I tried not to buy any records at a record store for an entire month. So the entire month of October, I did not go to a record store. It was very difficult. Initially, it was quite easy. 2 weeks in, I was good. I'm cruising. By week 3, I'm starting to, I need to go new drop all jazz. You know what I mean? It's starting to get a little crazy. And then your wells are running dry. It's like you're hitting the same Goodwill over and over again. Like, oh, maybe I missed something. No, you didn't. There's nothing there. But I did well. I found a lot of cool stuff. So this one is in the first class of absolutely what you'd expect to find at thrift stores, which is classical music. However, this was a surprise. The label was a surprise. The performer was a surprise. All of it. All Hungarian, all the time. What's up? That's Annie Fisher doing Mozart off the Qualitin label. Qualitin, 1965 recording. This is a mono recording. I don't really dwell on the audiophile stuff. I do appreciate really nice stuff. I do have some MoFis. I have some acoustic sounds recordings. I want, nice remastered things, of course. For a label that I wasn't familiar with, for a performer I wasn't familiar with, just all blew my mind. Maybe my expectation was really low, but I put it on and I was blown away. It sounded phenomenal. Now the record itself is pristine. I won't call it near mint, but it was about as close to near mint as you could find. There's just a little inlay action, but other than that, this was brilliant. This was so good, in fact, her performance, her piano playing, and the way it was recorded. I decided to seek her out and learn more about Annie Fisher. And turned out she had quite an illustrious career there in Europe, had some nervous tics, and was very exacting on top of her performances and stuff that she would release to the public. So measure by measure. This was according to Mr. Hurwitz. I went back, I found a rare one off of the Deutsche Grammophon label, but it wasn't in great shape, so I left that behind. But again, on my second dig, I found Annie Fisher doing her countryman, Bela Bartok, so his Piano Concerto number 3. But the one that steals the scene for me, and the one that is absolutely fantastic, is her Kinderscenen from Schumann. I will link to a Schumann Kinderscenen performance. I think that is a terrific work. So, okay, this next one was something I had learned about through the digital gramophone. John had talked about this artist not that long ago, and I decided to do some YouTubing and watch and start to stream his music, and got into it. And I put it on the Discogs want list, didn't really think anything of it. It's at a Goodwill. And I found a Kinky Friedman record. So Kinky Friedman, cool, kind of folky, alt country, whatever that is, bluegrass. And then I found Leo Kottke. And now all the jackets in this thing that I'm finding are messed up. They're not good. They're not presentable. But the records in some cases are okay. I find David Bromberg, and then I just keep going. I see like a Lester Flatt, and I go, okay, I'm firmly in a vortex of bluegrass right now, so just embrace it. And sure enough, this exposed itself. John Hartford, the New York multi-instrumentalist bluegrass extraordinaire player with Morning Bugle. believe this comes out in 1972. Warner label, that beautiful olive green. Ferocious ring wear here. We've got chipping all over my seams. So not a beautiful jacket, but really great playing. He is featured here with the same set of musicians that are featured on this album, which is what I was praying for when I saw that John Hartford record, Aeroplane. Now this was the first thing I streamed, this recording, and it hit instantly. Apparently it was coined Newgrass after this record, released in 1971. This bombed, according to Warner Brothers. It did so poorly, they put $0 marketing dollars into the Morning Bugle when that was released. They just needed to get this guy off of his contract and move him along. Recorded up in Bearsville, and he's recorded with Norman Blake, the fantastic guitar, banjo, songwriter, right? Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? All that good stuff. And then Dave Holland on bass. He himself plays fiddle, banjo, guitar. So a lot to like. Great songwriter, really great player. Very happy to have this. This might go down as one of the top finds of the year from the thrift category. At a different thrift store, paid $2 a piece. Had a cool cluster of records. Got some more typical stuff, right? Like Elton John, things like that. A couple movie scores. And then I found these guys. The Brothers Isley, off T-Neck. What's Up? A subsidiary of Buddha. This is one of 3 recordings that they put out in 1969. $2 in the shrink all day. Some good, tasty soul and funk. That's good for the Turkey Day table. What's up? Right behind that record, funny enough, right? Those guys are from Cincinnati. And in Cincinnati, when I went to a Goodwill, I found a Lee Hazelwood record. So you're never going to believe what I just found, which was a Lee Hazelwood record. What's up, dude? If I just keep digging at thrift stores, I'm going to get all of his works. This is called Houston. This is not what it was originally titled. This is a promotional copy off the Harmony label. Original release comes out 2 years prior, 1965, called Friday's Child off Reprise. And so film score, very, very cool. More in the ballad vein. I really am digging this side of Lee Hazelwood. So now these 2 recordings that I have are very cool. They're kind of... Next one, Goodwill. Took me a while before I got into this band. I've had some recordings from them and I let them go. I traded them away, but now I'm kind of back into this band. Ecstasy, Skylarkin. What's Up? 1986 recording off of Geffen. The record had a touch of warp on it, and I flattened that baby out. This features the song Dear God. Absolutely love that song. Being a product of the radio prior to streaming and all that stuff, and I did buy a boatload of CDs, right? Just above all, these records are like half my CDs. Got a lot of CDs too. It's music at the end of the day. But when I wasn't listening to those CDs, we were listening to the radio when I was being driven to hockey practice by my parents. And I'd pray for songs like this to come on. So I saw this at the same Goodwill, separate time, on the cart that comes out of the back. And I was like, if that song's on there, I have to buy that. Because I was trying to be good, right? The Soul Mining. Released in America in 1984 on vinyl, 1983 UK release. This is the Day. Second track on there. The US press has a man on it. UK has a woman, similar artwork. Pretty good record. That song is superb. Okay, last dig. So, been to this thrift store ever since I found a Strata East there. And by the way, it was a Strata East in perfect shape. So Larry Ridley record. It's an insane collection of jazz that had popped in. So hadn't found a thing in almost a year. Then I go back and I see a bunch of stuff and I go, oh shoot. So I'm just going to show you a couple. These were a little bit more surprising how good they were for me. Aretha's 1971 live album, live at the Fillmore West. Whoa. Ray Charles, Billy Preston, Bernard Purdy. You got a lot of great players. It's on a nice gatefold. fantastic album. I got a little action up here at the top of my seams, but for $2, I'm not going to complain. So, you know, it seems like every 9 months at this thrift store, I find a bunch of really cool stuff. But again, these are just the surprises. This isn't actually the cream of the crop. This is another one. This is one I almost left behind, but was so happy I didn't. I left with a record from Dion that sounds terrible, but is pristine. Just, I don't know, it sounds like we're recorded in a echo. But this record, holy shish kebab. Herbie Hancock, VSOP, released in 1977. It's got all the baddies on here. What's up, guys? We got Wah Watson. You've got Buster Williams and Ron Carter. You have Eddie Henderson and Freddie Hubbard on trumpet. We got James Levi, Kenneth Nash, Tony Williams and James Levi playing drums. You got Paul Jackson and Ray Parker Jr., Bernie Maupin. You don't have him pictured, but you got the great Wayne Shorter. Jeez Louise, this record rips. And for $2, I would say if you find this in the cheap bins, don't give it up. As funky and fun as Headhunters is, I think this kind of continues in that vein, you know? So that's what I've been up to, guys. That's my thrift. You might as well call me a little pig pen now. Just always rolling around in the dirt and coming out with some cool records. So I hope you guys are well. I hope you enjoyed, and we will talk to you soon because the year is almost over and I got to do more stuff. All right, be well. Bye.